Today we're talking about one of the most basic techniques in fishing, that is using a bobber and a worm. I recommend you skip the round plastic bobber and go with this style instead. To attach it to your line, you just pull the spring down to uncover a notch in the bobber stem and slide your line into that notch. Let the spring go and your bobber is now on your line. I'd recommend starting with about 2 feet of line between your bobber and your hook. If you have more line than that between the bobber and the hook, it becomes harder to cast. Your hook should be a size 1 or 2 for bass or larger fish, or size 4 or 6 for bluegills or other panfish. A small jig head also works really well. You'll also want to make sure you have a needle nose pliers, or better yet, a hemostat, to remove a hook if it's deep in a fish's mouth. You can crush the barb on the hook with your pliers to make it easier to remove a fish from the hook. You can add a sinker to your line, but you don't have to. A small sinker will help the bait sink and give you more casting distance, but it's not required, and sometimes a slow sinking bait is actually better. Don't use an entire worm if you're fishing for any type of panfish. They'll bite the end of the worm off instead of biting the hook, so you'll get frustrated wondering why you keep getting bites but can never seem to hook anything. Cut or pinch off a small piece of worm and use that. Bass or catfish will happily eat a whole worm or a nightcrawler, so don't be shy about using a whole worm for those species. Most people target panfish with a bobber and a worm. These fish get eaten by a lot of other fish and large birds, so they tend to hang out near good hiding spots. Look for tree branches, rocks, or plants in the water and cast near those. If the whole area looks pretty much the same, just make a cast anywhere to start trying to locate the fish. When you get a bite, your bobber may go down all the way or part way, or it may just get pulled sideways. If you don't get a bite within about 15 seconds, twitch the bobber or drag it back a couple feet. Bluegills and bass are very curious, and a twitch of your bobber and worm can draw fish in to take a closer look. When your bobber goes down, give the rod a quick but small jerk backwards to set the hook in the fish's mouth and reel it in. Unhook it by backing the hook out. This is easier if you crush the hook barb earlier. If you don't like touching slimy worms or dealing with live bait, you can also use plastic worms. I like to use Berkeley Gulp waxworms for bluegills and perch. These work just as well as real worms and you don't have to deal with live bait. You can use a whole one or a piece of one and they last on the hook for multiple fish. When you're done fishing, take the plastic off your hook because it'll dry up and harden, which makes it tough to get off the hook. Check out our Learn How to Fish video playlist to learn more about the different types of bobbers, fishing hooks, lures, and lots more. Have fun bobber fishing and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.